Hello everybody, this is Wiz100 along with...
Hitman again.
And we're back with second take for the Dream Machine.
Yes, I've seen a little bit more of this game, so I'm not going to be quite as reeling from the art style as I was.
Yes, but speaking of the art style, this is a point-and-click claymation game. And I picked this up from, what was it, Humble Bundle probably? And I only got 4 episodes of it. There's 6 at this point. Presented by the Sleeping Machine.
Presented by the Sleeping Machine.
For the Dream Machine.
Okay, well it sounds like this is not a very storied developer who has made several other titles other than this. Is this their only game?
There's probably... Actually, I can't say for sure if there is. I've only played this game, and I don't know why I suddenly picked this game, but I guess I decided to pick it because it was a point-and-click game. Because because they're better for commentaries. Because I wouldn't say you're not like a veteran in point-and-click games, are you? Absolutely
not.
Me neither. But I kind of enjoy the occasional point-and-click adventure game, especially when it doesn't frustrate me like Gabriel's Sins of a Father or such.
Yeah, I played Tex Murphy. That was my one Under a Killing Moon, but I never finished the game, so I really am not at all a point-and-click player. I wonder if the fact that this is claymation will actually factor into the story at all, or if it's just
an art style
choice that they made.
It's an art style, but it looks authentic, and it must have taken a lot of work using doing claymation for this. So we're trapped on this island in the beginning, and we got to go grab some materials to just do stuff. No particular objective, stated, but
yeah, you're just trying to survive on this island. This island that is so small that no one could possibly survive on it for more than like a day or so.
I would say 2 days. Actually, 3 days.
It'd probably take you a while to run out of food.
And you die from dehydration in 3 days.
Drinking salt water, yeah.
Which is not recommended, but if it can stave off death, then well, whatever you need to do to survive.
Yeah, this is like a cartoon idea of a deserted island,
like Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, from 90s cartoons or the old Nickelodeon cartoons I used to watch. Like if anyone was ever I'm gonna live on a deserted island, they would always imagine themselves on
the smallest island.
On a miniature patch of sand with 1 or 2 palm trees on it, and that was it.
And they assume coconuts would grow every 2 days to drop down for you.
Yeah, it's probably physically impossible for a human being to survive just on that much food.
Or that little food.
That'll be it. Yeah.
I mean, it's not like with One Piece where it's that thing with Sanji's story where he gets stuck on an island with a pirate king, and then they had to survive for 5 months. And look at there, I'm glitching out. Because the path finding was
speaking of realistic island survival, One Piece. That show's cartoony even for an anime. Have you seen the characters Popeye the Sailor Man arms? It's ridiculous looking.
Oh, but it's a style, and as long as it's entertaining, no, most people will look over it.
Or the one character whose chest is 5 times as thick as the rest of her body.
Oh God! Wait, Boa Hancock or something?
And Nami, I think.
Oh yeah, that they have the thinnest waist too.
Yeah, it's
where's wow? It's literally that might as well have been the spine, no skin, no nothing.
Yeah. All right. So in summary, we've cooked a fish to survive.
We've caught yes.
Deserted island.
There's not much going on here. It's just kind of it's kind of like a tutorial level sort of.
Wait. So he swallows the fish and then he finds a map in the fish.
There's a map in the fish.
Oh.
Shouldn't the fish have died from consuming? Well, actually, you find out later on why all this thing goes on, so it's kind of somewhat excusable. Oh, hey, look, a clock. What's going on?
Yeah, I heard claymation is a very it's not an easy form of art to practice. It takes a lot of effort.
Yes, it does, and a lot of continuity too. Anyway, so that thing you were talking about with the fish, how did he swallow it and all that stuff? Well, he was dreaming about it. So it's you can excuse it for that?
Yeah, this is going to be I'm already seeing parallels to Sanitarium here with the Dream World kind of thing.
Speaking of
Hallucination
sanitarium,
thing.
I gotta bring this up until at least a take makes it in. This married guy. I think he was an author, and I apologize if I don't remember. I played this game like how long was it? Back in October. We're doing this in December, by the way, so I don't really remember too much about the game. So now we're doing the thing where we're looking around, typical point and click games where like, what point and click games do you not look around?
Yeah, this we're learning about our wife who apparently likes mystery novels, by the way. Bit of
Yes.
detail. So what were you gonna say about Sanitarium? You were getting sidetracked.
Yes, I was gonna say I gotta bring up the non-existent loveless marriage from Sarah's chapter in the game.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm really sure that comment I made again. That was even longer ago.
Yes,
than
yes.
2 months, so I don't remember exactly.
The
what I
reason
said.
I bring that up is because it's just for me personally, because I was just nodding and like agreeing with you when it's like when I look back on the scene, it's like, wait, there was no such loveless marriage in this thing. It was about like them losing a child. That didn't have to involve a loveless marriage.
I think there was a particular detail of the house that I was trying to explain by there being a loveless marriage. I wasn't really serious about it. But okay, here's the busy work box where you have to like drag
Shuffle
a bunch
through
of stuff
things.
around. Because in a normal point and click adventure game, or in another point and click adventure game, there would have just been a bunch of stuff in that box.
Okay, your wife.
Yeah,
that is your wife.
That face is terrifying.
You said like the
Yeah,
Joker.
I said she looks like the Joker.
And then I said, it's like, oh, hey, this is what happens when the Joker and Clayface got together. That made it even more horrifying. So I believe I just tried being a dick in this playthrough, because no matter what you say, it just like the game continues, which makes your choices kind of weird.
The game's no Alpha Protocol or whatever.
Well,
none of that modern your choices matter stuff. It's just no matter
Flavor
what you
text.
say,
It's just flavor text.
it's the but thou mustn't kind of thing. It's like no matter what you do, the result is the same.
Which is kind of like really disappointing, though. You don't see this in Fallout.
Yeah, I just like the fact that the choice is whether you're a complete asshole to your wife. I'm too tired.
Can you do
Box
it?
for me. I'm too tired. Eva, I know you're making breakfast. Can you set up a table for me?
An empty fridge is depressing. Well, you only just moved in. If there was food in there, it'd probably be like rotten.
Really makes you think, doesn't it?
I feel like that's a quote from somewhere that I'm not remembering.
It's just every time someone says something that seems like it should be profound, but it isn't. I always think of that. Really makes you think, doesn't it?
Oh, like it's not such a big deal, but it's like they make it sound like, oh, it's a really wise or whatever.
I believe it comes from, or the line I remember it was from us. Oh my
your
Lord.
hair, you're a
Your
Greek
face
god.
is chipping away. And this is especially since like this guy is pretty confident about his appearance. Like on the island he was saying like, I can't light these logs up even though I'm so hot, and then he looks like that.
His hair is like he's bald, and he only has like what amounts to like baby hair growing to like the right side of his head.
Yeah, it looks like some kind of like bizarre
Greek
new wave punk haircut.
Wait, new wave
just
Greek hair.
Or he's just wearing some seashells on his face.
So we can hear the ocean. Alright, so one of the things we gotta do is hook up this phone so we can call about getting a spare key for this apartment that we moved into.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lovely conversation with the receptionist there.
And
But I was gonna say there was a line in this crappy science fiction movie called Space Mutiny.
Oh god.
For Mystery Science Theater, and it was saying like something like, no matter where humans go, there will always be war. And then the one guy was like, that really makes you think, doesn't it, about how much better a root canal would be than this movie. And I always remembered that one.
Speaking of Mystery Science Theater 3000, I got any good recommendations for like a riff track from them?
Riff tracks. I don't. You mean actual riff tracks or one of the old Mystery Science Theater episodes? Because I can give you a bunch of those.
Because, well, something like that. Let's just say like during Christmas I got something that allowed me to get like 2-3 free riff tracks, and I was like, oh hey, that's cool. Mystery Science 3000 and all that. It's like, oh wait, I don't know what to pick though.
There's plenty of recent there's plenty of bad movies, but you have to own the bad movies. Is the problem.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing I noticed. Like, these riff tracks don't really work if I don't have said bad movies. So we're calling them up the key.
It's a very smart business model where they avoid the copyright entanglements by just saying you have to buy the movie still.
Yeah, because they just give you an MP3 file or
Yeah,
something.
it's a symbiotic relationship. Like, they're not making it so you don't have to watch the movie. They're making you have to buy the movie. I'm pretty sure that people that have bought movies for riff tracks.
Hey, it's a booming business. I wonder, can you apply that anywhere else? Or it's like to make people buy games. It's like, oh, hey, we were doing this, but you got to buy the game to like appreciate this.
Oh, that's kind of neat. Well, that'd be very difficult to be specific to the game.
That's true, and how you play it too, unlike a movie where it's structured. But yeah, so here, trying to reach the caretaker of this address, I go on for quite a little bit to find out that how to figure that out.
Yeah, we just moved into this building. They've got to have like our name in their records, and like the address of the apartment building.
Like, at least before we moved in, right?
And it's the apartment building they helped us find. So somehow they don't know where the apartment they helped us find is.
And who the caretaker is.
Yeah, what? This is a really contrived puzzle.
It's just for this. It's just for the sake of being a puzzle, and not because it is a puzzle.
Yeah, it reminds me of a game. There was a adventure game that poked fun at this called Puzzle Agent, where it was like there was this like FBI agent who's going to this town to investigate disappearances.
Investigate.
And his only special ability is that he can solve puzzles. So everything that he does has to involve a puzzle. And the game sort of bends over backwards to have that happen.
I have that game. One of these days we'll probably play it. Anyway, so for some reason, your character finds that picking stuff from the ashtray is important. I don't know why you would do that, because I wouldn't have found it important, would you?
Probably not.
Because, ashtrays
Although
are just like...
I'd be suspicious to find anything in an ashtray other than cigarette butts. I will say that.
Yeah, but like it was just like a couple of burnt paper. It's like, oh, well, not any of my business or anything.
It's also the least successful destruction of a piece of paper that I've ever seen in any one of these things.
Yeah, that is like another thing. It's like this, like the previous owner wanted to leave a note, but he's destroying the note. Like, wait, do you want us to know or not to know, or was it like someone else trying to destroy him and they utterly failed?
Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, though. So I think we're about to have breakfast.
Breakfast on a box.
Have breakfast on our box made of clay.
Yes, because before I was like, why would you have breakfast on a cardboard box? It would just fall apart. It's like, oh well, it is made of clay.
Well, if you got plates, I mean, do you really have to put them on something? Can't you just like hold them?
No, but it's your wife. You want to be magical.
Yeah, have candles.
Oh yeah.
There even is a line about that. I could use some candles. I'm skeptical about this cardboard table. Well, that kind of goes without saying, doesn't it?
Makes you think. Anyway, so now we're talking about dreams and such, like the one we had last night, and then soon to be about what she dreams. This is very relevant.
Oh yes, this is right.
Ooh, dreams about your psyche.
I like the you're afraid I'll know too much about you. It's like you're married and have a child, and it's like
what else is there to hide?
Don't want you to know. I want to keep my distance from this person. It's like
Wait,
it sounds like you should have made that decision a little earlier.
It's so close yet so far from each other.
Yeah, okay.
So
He was in my dream. To be honest, he sort of creeped me out.
He was nice in real life.
Okay.
The real version was
So
creepy.
the caretaker was creepy, and he did something in the dream that she remembers.
Yes, and now she doesn't want to talk
But she
about
doesn't
it.
want to tell us what it is.
But she brought it up.
Yeah, it's very, very strange. She's like getting us. She gets us on the subject of dreams. She brings up the caretaker, and then he says the caretaker's in your dream, and she says, I don't want to tell you about that right now. It's really strange. I think it's a signal that you're supposed to go talk to her about it later.
Yes, or well, probably. I've only played up to chapter 2. I haven't played 3 and 4 because I wanted us to go through this part and then go to the next 3 parts. Not sure if we'll do 5 and 6 because I actually have to buy those, which didn't come with the bundle.
I think she's doing the classic girlfriend thing where she's like or where she's making it seem like something's wrong, and then the person says, "Is something wrong?" And they're like, "No,
No.
trust me, it's fine."
It's one of those hide your trouble thing, but clearly you want help, but you're
no,
just gonna like.
Clearly they want you to just to say no. What's wrong? Yeah.
Complications.
It's probably one of those situations.
Those stereotypes.
Yeah.
Which
It does happen.
It really does happen, like in real life, though. It's just kind of sad. People just and I'm not saying I'm immune to it. Sometimes I just don't talk to people about things, and like I kind of expect them to do something.
Yeah.
Was worse half woman.
It's the please help me, but I don't want to ask you to help me thing.
It's like mixed messages here, man.
So to whom it may concern, he's hiding this in the hope of something. I didn't get to read the rest of that. Yeah, he's also not done a very good job, or whoever's trying to destroy it has not done a very good job of trying to destroy that piece of paper, because it seems like barely any of it is gone.
Like, how do you not notice that? Like, you could. Here's another thing. Why didn't you just take it with them and throw it out the trash instead of like leaving it in the apartment?
Or if you're gonna burn it, like at least wait until it is all the way burned. Like
how rushed are you?
Just stop.
Like, how rushed were they? Or
well, actually, you know what? I have an explanation. I think the paper is also made out of clay, so it just burns really well.
Apparently, it's a very writable piece of clay.
Yeah, well, I don't know. This is a magical, enchanted world we've got into.
Anyway, so the message said there was something under the board over there, hence going right there. I probably went to the game too fast. This was the second time I was playing it for like the recording, so I kind of know what was going on, except for where the address was.
Oh yeah.
You think I'd try to remember that part?
This is also a strange bit of adventure game. It's not strange for an adventure game, but it is strange. It feels like no one would actually say this. What's the address of the building? I'm sorry, I don't know. I need to have the address, she says. You probably have it written down somewhere. No one would say that. No one would be like, you probably have it written down somewhere.
It's just like purely puzzle elements.
They would just say, I'm going to need the address.
Oh yes, oh yeah.
But they would actually tell you where to find it.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, I almost forgot. From our first take, there's actually a voice thing you can turn on to where they will talk for you for those that have seeing impairment or something like that. But yeah.
Oh yeah, the hovering over thing.
Yeah, if you hover over anything and words pop up, like a voice will start talking to like read out the stuff for you. And I was gonna originally do that and have that thing from that that free space game with the 9999999 going on, but it's actually really really bad in this game. Like you can actually I've accidentally like went over like my mouse overlaying certain things, and the thing will just start reading, and it's like, oh, I didn't need to hear that. And it's just like it'll keep doing the line for every time you like have words pop up, and it'll just keep going, and it won't shut the hell up until it's done. So
it's like a sanitarium menu, like save game, save, return to game, save.
Oh, see, it's not even like that. It's not even like that. It's not like if you like put your mouse over something else, it overrides it. And it's like, okay, now we're gonna read this. No, it just
it just keeps going.
Yeah, like you skip over something, it'll read that entire line, and if you skip over something else, it'll quench up that one for the next read, and then it kind of like it'll read everything.
That is just heinous.
It was funny at first, but I was like, I'm not doing it because it's just really stupid. They had an idea, but it wasn't going to work out.
Okay, so she gets a creepy feeling about him and wants us to stay to protect her from the caretaker.
Yes, and for those of you,
I think he's actually supposed to be the landlord, didn't they say?
Yes, he's also the landlord. His responsibility.
The same guy.
Yeah, so we found the address through the letter that came in. Like, oh well, it's kind of. Would you say contrived? I mean, it made sense, but it's like, oh, you don't go like, hey, where do I live? Let me look at the letter that was delivered to me. Ah, I live right here.
Yeah, you'd think you would either A, have that memorized, or B, write it down somewhere.
Considering that you're gonna,
it's easy to find.
Considering that you're gonna live here, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so now we're talking to her about her dream a little bit more.
Right. So her pregnancy is causing dreams, is what we think.
Or what he thinks.
Yeah.
I have no knowledge of pregnancy because I don't have to deal with it. I don't think neither of us have to deal with it. Pretty sure.
No.
Look down between my leg. A little man shoots out of me. Something's gonna help him off. The caretaker.
That's not what I expected from this.
That's an interesting entry to date. I'll have to make note of it in my journal. Oh, dream journals.
What? He was married.
What an odd thing to say after being born. That's intervening. Oh, so we can ask her
That's like
about all this other stuff. So yeah, that was just kind of, well, it's a dream, right? It's supposed to be bizarre. If it made sense, that's when it's being bizarre.
True.
Oh, there's the caretaker.
God.
Here's the spare key.
Every character in this game looks terrifying.
With its dark eyes, looks like they gotta suck your soul out. They all look like husk.
I believe there was an adventure game that was done entirely by way of dolls or something like that. It was like somewhat based on Edgar Allan Poe stories, and I think it was called
Really?
The Dark Eye or something like that.
Dark Eye. Well, actually, funny you bring that up. I recently finally watched through the entire playthrough of Dark Seed because I always wanted to know how that game plays out.
Oh yeah, I remember that game.
It wasn't as well. I was gonna say it wasn't as creepy as I thought, but that's only because the playthrough was meant to win, and there were no failures and stuff. I couldn't find any death scenes in the game.
It's kind of wacky. Yeah, basically they implant an alien embryo in the main character's head, and then if you don't perfectly speed run the game, it hatches, and then you die.
Creepy. Also, spoilers for those who wanted it to be a surprise.
And Dark Seed 2 is actually much dumber.
Really, I have not actually seen that one.
Oh yeah, there was a very hilarious
It's also live action too.
No, there's a very hilarious Retsu Prey thing from
God.
it, where they played through the whole game. But the funnier thing was that the person long playing the game
forgot what they were doing.
Yeah, they kept forgetting what they were doing, and so it just ended up with them talking to the same people about the same things over and over again. And through the playthrough, they were sort of imagining that this was actually just what Mike Dawson wanted to do, the main character. He just wanted to talk to this. He just was so dumb that he couldn't remember what people had told him minutes before.
Okay. So that baby oil I picked up in the bathroom was used to lube the elevator doors because they're rusty and broken.
Well, that's the kind of do-it-yourself repair that I would like to see.
So he used the entire baby bottle or baby lotion for it?
I don't know. And also, wasn't the caretaker just there? Wouldn't this be something to tell him?
This guy that's bringing in the sofa and completely fucks it up.
Filing. No, I'm just talking about the guy that was just in your house. Shouldn't he be the one to take care of any kind of building maintenance?
Yeah, you know what? How did he get up here if the elevator was having problems, or did it just happen to break on that point? Actually, you know what? The neighbor said sometimes the elevator has issues, so maybe that's what was going on.
Okay, so this working guy's trying to stiff us.
Yes, it is technically in the house.
Complimentary crowbar.
Dude, those things cost what, $30 to get? That's not too bad. Although could be a lot worse.
Moving guy. He's being charged for this guy's sitting there.
Yeah, now everyone's stuck in this building because of him.
That is, by the way, something that no one from any company would ever be allowed to say and remain employed at that company. It's you should have checked up on us before you employed us. I'm
tempted, but I would be very upset if I clocked him over the head. Anyways, so yeah, the whole point of this is so that we get a crowbar from this guy.
But you still can't get the sofa out.
Nope. So now we're gonna go complain to Mr. Neff.
Just talk through the window then?
Where he just sits here almost all day. That key is very bulky.
Such is a life, yeah. I can't imagine what door that would open.
A very big door hole, which can probably fit your own hand through.
You're gonna tell him about the dream your wife had? Please don't talk to him about that.
Well, remember, the game goes on regardless, if you do or don't.
I wish I could help you more. You can't do anything.
Oh, despite being the owner and landlord. Oh, so we found out that this building was originally not an apartment building, but was kind of like a hospital ward.
Huh.
And that they just got converted to a apartment.
Yes, Willard.
Now we're finding out about other people in the in the apartment. Oh, by the way, if you're playing and trying to let's play this game, turn off the music because YouTube gets really bitchy about the copyright music here.
Huh.
Yeah, because I uploaded it unlisted and to see if it'll catch anything, and apparently YouTube's all like, "Oh, you can't play this music despite it being licensed for the game and such," and you're let's playing it. Bullshit.
Yeah, places have gotten pretty crazy about copyright recently. I remember Twitch TV, the streaming site.
Oh jeez.
They would mute the audio if there was any copyrighted music, but for like Valve's Dota 2.
Oh yeah.
Like they were having their like world championship and they muted the stream they muted the VOD because
the music,
they were using Valve's licensed music for the game that they made. Like Valve was the one streaming this. Like,
so bullshit.
It's their game and they muted it anyway.
It's so bullshit. The copyright has just gone crazy. There needs to be more leniency with it.
There's better and worse ways to do this kind of thing, but I guess it kind of keeps the lawyers off their back if they can say that, we put this system in place to catch people that are trying to steal your music.
It's also because people are probably like, let's grab a machine that just does it for us so we don't have to look through everything ourselves, personally.
That would take an absurd amount of manpower.
Yes, especially with the power of the internet. Oh yeah, so the crowbar is now used to open this up, so now we can see what's down here.
It's snapped in half?
Somehow?
Oh, well, it isn't metal, it's clay, so...
Oh, yeah, that's true. Hey, that's not how it's supposed to happen. It's made of clay. So now we got this little actual puzzle here where we gotta send power to have something happen. I'm still not exact...
These kinds of puzzles?
Now, I'm still... It's the power... not divergence, but like a...
Wasn't there like a water flow thing?
Yes.
Like this in Sanitarium that we did?
Yes, there was. But that one... Would you say it made more sense? Well, hard to say which one made more sense.
I think this game is definably worse. There's no old man with a fish in this.
Oh yeah, and some guy like that's Elvis or the guy or the old man in a tutu.
That's true. There's none of that to really redeem the game.
Yeah. So what we're trying to do here is you see those red like power surge or like
you're trying to get them all the way up, right?
Well, that too, like the red stuff on like the part. Basically those things are like preventing like half the power from going into where I need it to.
Oh, I see. So yeah, they're blocking power.
Yeah, or like
so you have to make
surge protectors, surge protectors. Yeah, that's it. Because we're trying to overload this thing. And
I don't see how you can avoid all of them.
Nope, you can't avoid all of them, but you can avoid most of them.
Because, yeah, the two on the top, or the one in the middle and the one on the top right, I don't think you can avoid both of them at the same time.
The current enters through here. So that's where the power's coming from, and that's where it measures. There's the fuse, and the device does something. Oh, we can't possibly find out where the wire goes unless it's, like, going underneath the boards, and we're just not really seeing the whole picture. There we go! Avoided most of that. It's been time to blow anyways. Maybe we can bypass it somehow. So we replace it with the apartment key.
Oh, what?
Okay. Too much power for the machine to handle. It's completely burned out.
Okay, so we still don't know what that machine did.
Dun dun dun! There was a security camera behind a surveillance camera behind the painting.
Wait, but how is it seeing through the painting? There's like a hole. There's a hole in the painting where there was a lens.
Or maybe it just opens up when they were sleeping.
Huh.
A surveillance camera? That's kind of creepy. This is like it turned into like a Saw or like Hostel movie now. Not, and the music doesn't really help with the scene either. It's just like,
No,
this is fucking creepy. Like, what's going on? Murder clay mystery.
You had to wonder what was going on in this house before you were here.
Ah, that's the whole point of the game. The previous tenant, perhaps sexual tapes.
Or any kind of spying going on.
Maybe he taped his sexual concepts.
Mr. Morton.
Mr. Morton.
Told you I got a creepy. Yeah, I guess our creepy vibe from the guy is enough to mean it was is enough to mean they should assume it's him.
Well, he is the one who owns the building, so they came at us at a logical not conclusion, but like suspecting him. So now we're gonna go report him in.
Okay.
The plot thickens.
All right, yeah. Well, this is a pretty sensible adventure game solution to this, is just calling the police. But given how useful people have been for us up to this point, I really don't think the police are going to be able to do anything.
Or at least not very much.
Oh, they're not going to be able to get in because the sofa's there.
Yes. Oh, we can't possibly, like, pry it out or anything.
Yeah, we can't possibly take the sofa out.
Or, you know what? There's also no back door or, like, fire exit.
Yeah, that's a good point. It didn't seem like there was any other way to get out of the building.
But then again, everything is made of clay, so maybe things don't catch on fire.
What? Are you going to talk to this guy again?
Talk to the guy and, like, tell him about the camera. A surveillance camera?
Just use a chaff grenade whenever you go to bed at night.
Oh, yeah! Hopefully you don't have a pacemaker or hearing aid or anything.
This guy doesn't look like he needs a pacemaker. This guy's real young.
And he's made of clay. And probably a clay maker. Oh, so he says, like, we look like a certain someone, but we're not that someone.
Someone with the same name as you, like Neff or whatever.
Yes. So we ask...
So we're Victor Neff. That's our character's name.
See you at the party, Victor. And so this guy has been here for a while, so we're getting a little history about this place. Tried to evict as soon as his father died. Basically, he's also an asshole, too. Alright, so now we're going down to go confront Mr. Neff.
Of course he's playing bridge. Old people play bridge.
Of a couple of other people, too. Of other old people. Oh, no. Mr. Neff seems to have caught on. Dixon, son of a we haul ass. So now, the puzzle here is to get the key from the thing, underneath.
Did we ever see why there was tape on that door?
At this moment, no. Probably in later chapters, though. So now this guy, now that he's stuck in here, he doesn't have to work. Gets paid for nothing. That's probably his
intention in the first place. Can union labor, am I right?
Probably. My hand is too thick. You're made of clay. Why don't you just flatten it?
That is a very strange way to phrase that.
What?
My hand is too thick. My hand can't fit in that space. Wouldn't expect you to say my hand is too thick.
Yeah, you would just say it's like too big or like something else.
Or you would say the opening is too small.
No, that too. The flavor text is has a very strange flavor.
Yeah, this guy in particular, he's got his own character. You can kind of tell who. You can kind of tell who your protagonist is in these games by the kind of observations they make about the things they're examining.
Also, leaving the water running because, well, screw you, I can do it. So now I'm trying to look for something to help me grab the key. I remember it's like a coat rack or something, but it's like, oh, where do I get a coat rack in this game again?
Victor is on the path of financial ruin. He's paying that moving guy to stand there. Now he's paying for 2 faucets to be permanently turned on.
I'm surprised he doesn't leave the fridge open.
Paying for the electricity for that security camera.
Oh yeah. I wonder how much the rent is here. You always hear like oh, the rent is like terrible, it's god awful, which it usually is.
Yeah, then utilities are gonna be like 3 times the rent.
Oh jeez, like you gotta pay for your own stuff, like it's not covered or anything.
Nope.
Bastards.
Nice.
So now we just
bunch of baby clothes.
Yes, to prepare for the baby.
Yeah, it seems like they've got very little in the way of actual necessities.
Yeah. Also, the furniture is coming in tomorrow, as the wife said earlier. If anyone was
Well,
reading the text,
But you got a sofa.
and we got the bed.
I mean, well, someone has a sofa. I mean, anyone who can get it out of that front door.
Whoever gets it out of the front door, like King Arthur's sword, or the sword that King Arthur pulled. It wasn't his sword.
Pull out the. You pulled the couch out from the. I could see the analogy.
Yes, I was gonna say it was King Arthur's sword, but no, it wasn't his sword. It became his when he pulled it out. Excalibur. So what shall the sofa be called? Soul
It's a
Calibur?
very strange bathroom design.
Yeah, it's kind of small, and you shower and like there's no
Yeah, and the
cover
shower
for it.
is like not at all different from the rest of the room.
Yeah, I guess they went for the simplistic, the very bare basics of like a bathroom. Like, you know, you don't have like the little tub for, you know, personal privacy. It's like you just do your business all there in one go.
Yep.
All right, so I'm still looking
Efficient,
around.
if nothing else.
So I'm still looking around for
These yellow tape doors are on every floor.
Yes.
Is it the stairs, or are they just broken?
I think they are the stairs, and I think they're hiding more of some secrets. We'll probably find out later on in like later chapters if they do show that.
Oh,
off.
it does say stairwell. Okay.
Okay, there we
It's
go.
blocked off.
So we're in that part where we're just looking around. We're just looking around for that. Oh, hey, there's the coat hanger. Didn't notice it because the guy was standing in front of it. All right, now we can actually grab the keys. That wasn't too
Coat hanger,
difficult.
our standard adventure game puzzle solving tool.
Yes, yes. At least it's like it makes sense as opposed to some like obscure puzzle solving solutions. I can't think of any. I can't think of any like dumb
not
ones.
pushing a piece of paper through the door and then like pushing something thin through the keyhole.
Oh, and then
knocking
have the
key
key
out of
drop
place,
out.
yeah.
Who would leave a key there in the first
I
place?
don't.
among
Yeah, I don't
other
think
things.
that would work. I really don't.
That doesn't. Because if that was the case, then, you know, couldn't people just, like break into your house? Chapter 2. Well,
Hey,
so now we're in Mr. Morton's office. We're gonna go check out the phone and call a whole bunch of people. Because we can.
it's the
Dixon and Sons.
They're the moving company.
Yeah, the moving company. Okay, that's what I was thinking. We better call them because, yeah, they've done some not nice things for us.
They're sort of stuck in the... Wait, how do you know my name? It's me, the fool of a mover.
What the hell?
The company
Wait.
guy is the guy himself. Oh, y'all has a chip in during the... Okay, so they're very understaffed.
He's the customer service department. That's so funny.
Oh, let's call the movers, or
Yeah,
not the
see,
movers.
the guy who owns the building is doing something. Hey, the guy who's doing the building put a
Put a
surveillance
camera.
camera in there.
That's nothing to worry about.
But in the bedroom?
Yeah, they're not getting the quite enough context. Sounding a police matter. Try calling the police.
They're better equipped to handle it.
So, not to say that
Why did
they,
he even tell them about that?
you know, you'd think if you call those people, it'd be like, you know, they'd write down like, oh, hey, this apartment has some sketchy things going on in there. We should definitely
Well, the
consider
thing
that.
is, we don't even know if he's involved. Like, he just kind of said, "There's a security camera, and I suspect it was him."
That is true. That's true. In the context of like the game right now, we're only suspecting it's Mr. Morton. And for some reason, he leaves the key by the window for us to come in. Like, really?
I don't really know. Yeah, it could be that he was wanting us to find him somehow.
By the way, I'm not sure about this little door right here. There's a little code, like, you know, pattern with the megaphone. What are those things called again?
It's a gramophone?
A gramophone, yeah, sure. And I was
Record player? I don't know.
Yeah, record play, I would have said. That was what I was trying to say. But that, basically, you find a code later on, but I don't know if you come back later to, like, open that door. Because it looks like you're allowed to open it now if you know the code.
That's a great observation. Most of these books are fictional.
Makes you think. Anyways,
Well,
those...
I
anyways, those books are important because there's a little book puzzle here on the
is
shelf.
This game set in the 1970s.
I don't know.
That letter was dated 1971. Oh, okay.
Well, maybe a little
I'm
after.
guessing the stuff in here is just from the 1970s then.
Yeah. That would make more sense. But then again, I was never born.
For once, does not have paper in it.
I mean, I was never born in 1970, so I don't know. Maybe back then everything was made of clay.
Yeah. I thought you said you were never bored there, and I was thinking, well, clearly not.
Oh, depending on context.
Dictionary of Imaginary Places.
Really? It's called
Interpretation of Dreams. Hey, what do you know? You got some Sigmund Freud going on.
Let's
What are
see.
you doing?
The relevance here. The relevance there. That's where the puzzle is. I need to grab all the books with the brown and red stripes.
Oh, all right.
So and then there was also
that one in the lower right corner. I didn't even see. So good on you for getting that one.
yeah, and then that one over there. So now I have all 5 books. And that note is of some importance. It tells me which page to look at in a certain book.
Oh, Dream Journal. Okay.
All right, so we look through here, and you actually have to flip the pages, which is interesting, but at the same time, I'm just like, depending on how you play this game, you're never actually going to read all this stuff.
Interesting idea, keeping a dream diary.
Yes, I tried to keep a dream diary myself. It wasn't going too bad until I just stopped.
I just have a tendency to forget my dreams immediately after I have them.
No, that's true. That's usually what happens. So there's the puzzle right there.
Moon-shaped package.
What a strange dream. Waves fell gently on you.
Well, it kind of sounds similar to the dream that we had.
And then I noticed there's this little writing on the wall right here that shows this is what you're supposed to do. You'll find out what the significance of those rectangles later on. I'm just gonna say.
Right, but this is clockwise, counterclockwise, clockwise.
Yes, the gramophone is obviously the trigger to open the door. And I'm just wondering, if I knew the code, can I open it earlier? Especially in like these these games where it's like it's done in chapters.
So yeah. I finally see this. Okay, waves,
Waves,
moon, sun, waves, stars, moon, sun. Yeah.
and all the book on the spines have like all these like patterns on it that you have to insert in a certain way. I solved it once, but I didn't remember how I solved it, so I actually forgot. So I had to actually naturally try and figure it out again. There's not too much of like context of like how we were supposed to put it. Like I know the order, but do I put it left to right or right to left? So I'm just like, oh man, how do I do this? And it says the sun is missing, so one of the books is actually supposed to not be there.
Yeah, okay, heart. I'm seeing this puzzle.
Like as in looking it up.
No, I mean, yeah, I get why.
Understanding like why it said all that.
We're putting it in this order. Aren't there 5 though? Like,
There's 5, but it said like in the notes it said like, oh, but like one of the things is missing. As in like so I interpreted that as like, I shouldn't put that book there.
Yeah. So are we trying to put them right to left? Or why?
See, that's what I do. See, that's the confusing thing. I don't know. Is every time like the 2 times I've played this like chapter 2 and trying to solve this puzzle, I'm like, wait, am I supposed to put it like this? No, it was not that one.
Is there a reason you're not putting the last book?
If you look at it,
can you
let's
not?
see. I have to say it feels better. Hang on. Turn on saying I'm frightened by the fact the sun was missing. It said the sun was missing. So how would you interpret that?
That makes sense. Oh, you don't put the sun in there. I get it.
Yeah, so that's why I'm not putting all of them. That's why I'm not putting it all, even though the star would technically sort of be a sun. But I think it ends up with you having to put the sun anyways, which was very like misleading, I gotta say. Because I think you actually still had to put the sun in there, like to fill in the gap. So
yeah.
So I think I was being misled here.
Or
by
it
the game.
might just be that they mentioned the sun, so you have to put the sun, and you were overthinking it.
Yes, but like when you read the diary, like how else would you have interpreted that? Like, do you just listen to the patterns of it, or do you like just like only listen to the very relevant clues? Because because when it said like the sun is missing, it really threw me off.
Maybe you have to put them in their correct place, but put them in the order that they appear.
No, don't have to do that. Thank goodness, because imagine if you got the right order you got to place them in, but you didn't do it the right way.
Oh yeah, I would assume they'd be aligned left to right.
Ah, there we go.
1 through 5. Oh hey, we finally got it.
Or I finally got it. Like, just like, that was so misleading, because I was under the assumption that the sun was not supposed to be there. So now we're in Mr. Morton's deep, dark, secret basement.
Oh, well, I'm gonna say yeah, it's probably more Mr. Morton.
So especially when I said it's Mr. Morton, but only he would have had access down here.
You know, I'm thinking he might have actually been guilty of this. I'm not sure what makes me say that, but I'm gonna go for the fact that he probably did it.
It's hard enough to cover up as it is. There are people, friends, and family. Someone's bound to miss them eventually.
A Travis incident. Oh, and there's kidnapping going on.
A travesty?
Hey.
No, I refuse to do that. I should have unplugged you years ago. This ends now. Wait, what are you doing?
It's a machine?
He's talking to a machine, so is it like
it's
Showdown?
a dream machine.
Yes, it is.
And put him to sleep appropriately.
By the way, there are Z's coming out of him. If you thought they were cockroaches, like crawling on the floor, that's not it. So there's some schematics about it that you can't really read.
Synaptic sender and synaptic receiver device. I mean, that makes sense.
Synaptic. So now we gotta pick up these devices.
Sense.
So now we gotta pick up these devices to do something with it.
So put them in the machine?
Oh, that's what you think they are, but that's not the case. It seems to be powered by something. Can't touch anything else. Why would they, like, let you examine thing? Well, actually, then again, I didn't exactly play through the entire game, so I don't know the significance of examining the power thing.
Maybe they're trying to show off all their cool clay art. Wait, what the?
Yeah, those things were helmets, by the way.
They are?
Yes, it's to transmit signals from the dreamer into, like, someone who's awake. So now we're going into his dream. Those helmets look like something you'd see in Fooly Cooly.
They look just like wicker baskets you're putting on your head.
Oh yeah, that too. Symbolism? Where am I? So now we're in Morton's dreams.
Sure, much more interesting. Apparently we're in a field of mashed potatoes.
Pillowy mounts of mashed potatoes?
I mean, that's the closest... Okay, maybe not in this shot, but in the last shot it brought to mind. Not so much clouds as mashed potatoes.
I'm wondering, are those actually clay or just like cloud images?
Or like cotton or something?
Yeah, you know, something like that. So now at first, like the puzzle here isn't exactly like overall in this area isn't like too difficult. It's just finding out what you can interact with first. There are these heads. These heads within heads.
It's certainly not immediately clear what you're supposed to be doing here, I don't think.
Nope.
It's got something to do with the hatches inside the heads of these disembodied thingies.
That one doesn't sound right. So this is the exploration part where you try to figure out, like, you know, what you're supposed to do.
You just take out the strum rod. Well, you've got an item. That's one step.
And then we go up here and we find this guy, who's apparently dead in Mr. Morton's mind.
Just take the anvil with us.
Yes, a super heavy anvil, but this is in his mind though, so it's probably not as heavy as it would be.
Maybe the fact that you are an actual person in the dream. Oh, the eyes follow you. That's kind of a cool touch.
And could be creepy too. But yes, it's a nice detail, and a lot of stuff you got to pay attention to.
This is the giant Easter Island head that the other giant Easter Island heads made fun of.
Oh, like from what?
He ate too much mashed potatoes, and he looked like this.
Pillowy mounds of mashed potato. So, if you haven't noticed, each head has a problem, and we gotta go help them. This one's deaf.
Oh.
The other one
Yeah,
has.
the other one can't speak.
The other one can't speak properly, and then the first one we met, I'll keep that. I'll keep that a surprise, but like it's not a big surprise. This is like
you
it's
have to
not
bend,
spoiler.
You have to bend the anvil back.
Yes. So now that it's bent right back, I gotta go fix it. I actually don't think you need to go through these rocks if you know the solution to do a certain thing. So now we gotta put this stuff into this one's ear so that they can hear us better.
Oh, stir up a hammer into. Oh, I get it.
A what?
I believe those are hammer, anvil, and stirrup are the three parts of it, the inner ear.
Oh, really?
They're the three bones inside your ear.
Oh, okay. Because I didn't know that. I just did it through trial and error.
That's funny.
Oh, huh. Maybe you'd actually appreciate these puzzles more than I do, because I didn't get that. I knew it was.
Okay, now he can hear us.
So now we ask
See what we got to
questions.
say.
This guy is Frank Morton, one of his relatives from way back. That's dead, but it's memories of Frank Morton that the current Mr. Morton Neff remembers. Subconscious stuff.
Oh, we have met him.
Yes.
That perverted freak, I sure have.
Young Felix. His name is Felix and not actually Neff. Felix Morton.
Well, I mean, if your name was Felix, you might want to have it be something else.
Oh, like what?
Have a nickname.
So yeah, thanks to this guy, he's telling us how to go find Mr. Neff. So basically, what we're supposed to do is go from his oldest generation of family to the youngest, which is Mr. Neff himself, or Felix Morton himself. So we got to find who's the oldest, and then who go through the ages.
Right. So the person we just saw is his father, right?
Yes. And this puzzle was kind of like confusing because I didn't know what you were supposed to do, but you're just supposed to look at the icon on top and then put the rocks there.
Oh, just place the rocks. Huh.
And with this, now he wakes up. So now we gotta help him and do a little favor for him. He can't see us, so how do we fix this guy?
Well, what do we even have? Oh, we give him glasses.
Yeah, we punch out the glasses lens and then just shove it in his eyes. Wouldn't that be a way to fix your eyesight?
Yeah, I also don't think the lenses would be particularly useful for something of this size.
And I thought those would be like blacksmith-like goggles, where it's like so you don't like have your eyes damaged from like the intense light from the heat you work with.
Yeah, I think just putting the lens straight on your eye is a good solution. I mean, that way it follows your pupil so that you can actually see. No problem with that.
So basically, we just gave him like contact lenses.
Hey, yeah, that probably is about the equivalent. I mean, he's made of stone, so glass, not quite as hard.
Oh, at least
his eyes.
at least the solution wasn't like completely like bizarre.
No, yeah, I mean, you're using glasses for their intended purpose.
Yeah, so it's kind of like the logical puzzle. So we're asking more questions about this place.
Something tells me this is an important conversation.
It opens up more story about like who the Morton family were and like what they did.
Yeah, and we're talking about the like backing of this game, or like not necessarily thematically, but I guess the premise of the game. This is the idea of like an idea space where everyone's ideas come from, and I guess that would include their dreams.
Another reality and
That comes from
whatnot.
Plato.
Plato? Wait, Plato
Plato
or
out of
Play-Doh?
which is pretty much this game.
Jeez. So now we fix this guy, and now he's able to talk to us properly
Oh, yeah,
because
now
he
he
was
can talk
because when we were talking to him, he was out of tone.
His vocal cords.
Yeah, but the thing with the ear, like, I did not realize, like, you know, the hammer, anvil, and whatever the string was, like, the bones in the ear.
Are you real?
What separates us? What is real? It makes you think.
I guess it does.
Well, I mean, it kind of reminds me of this, like, show I watched where it was, like, there was a thing where, like, these guys were getting tested, and they basically went into this, like, this illusionary realm, which to them is very real, but to the observer, it's an illusion. But they couldn't tell, so the illusion is reality, and reality is illusion, is what they said.
Kind of like I don't know. Have you ever heard of Bloodborne or played Bloodborne?
Oh, definitely heard of it.
Well, dreams are a big thing in that, and essentially the idea is like a dream can become its own reality almost. So it's hardly even distinguishable whether between a dream and reality.
It's
'Cause each dream is like a dimension of itself.
and it depends on your perception of it, what you choose to be real and what not to be real.
Well, maybe.
Apparently, this guy
so
abused
this guy's
his
grandfather.
yes, the grandfather who abused the grandson by being really, really hard and difficult on him. Oh, he doesn't talk to you because you're probably dead.
Yeah, imagine that.
Man, how entitled. It's like, you're a terrible grandson. I'm dead and you haven't been talking to me. It's like, fuck.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I guess like, Felix Morton could have always been, you know, went to his grave and quote-unquote talked to him like that.
Well, you haven't visited your abusive grandfather's grave?
Jeez.
How terrible.
Why would
How
he not...
completely not understandable.
Man, parents.
Come on, Felix.
So now we gotta look for... So there's the grandpa, and there's the dad, and then there's the great-grandfather. So I gotta go in the right order of doors, which takes a little bit of trial and error.
Okay. So there's the father.
And then I'm here.
Oh, okay.
You can't threaten me with that anymore. He has an axe.
Huh.
So apparently that...
Here's Victor. Oh.
Yeah.
I guess not.
Here's...
Felix.
Wait, no,
Can
no,
you
no.
Can you chop the tentacle?
No, no, no.
off?
Felix is the guy being choked. Victor is us.
So, okay, well. Now it's appropriate.
Yeah, we chopped it.
Here's Victor. That was one hell of a cut.
Like a director's cut.
No, if he cut it a poor time, he would have been thrown off of the.
Oh yeah, that's
Platform.
true. But this is just a dream after all.
So.
Anyway, so that tentacle was from the machine that's trying to probe into his mind. And he'll
Okay, so the
explain.
dreamscape is made of everyone's dreams, huh?
What a game that would be, where it's like,
Strange.
where it's just like all different worlds coming together.
Well, it sort of is, but it doesn't. It kind of doesn't make a difference because you're just stuck in this guy's dream. It's not like you can cross over into someone else's dream.
Oh, unless you have the said devices over here. But basically, what he's saying is like when you dream, you're basically opening a gateway to the dreamscape, and also everyone's dream is actually connected, but we usually don't meet with each other. It really does kind of make you think a little bit about like how dreams work.
Well, I have to wonder then why we never. Maybe that'll be a thing that happens. Maybe we'll be able to cross over from one person's dream into another person's dream using the dreamscape.
Although that has not been documented, it'd be kind of interesting and also kind of weird.
Okay, so the cameras in people's rooms are to observe that when they're sleeping.
Yes.
And observe their dreams.
Yes.
Oh.
Basically, you'll see that he was tracking them like in the next room that we couldn't go into. But yeah, so this building was actually housing that dream machine all these years, and it's just been changing over the months or over the generations.
Okay, so the dream machine itself is a part organic, part machine thing that has become aware of itself.
It's a cybernetic organism, living endoskeleton or living tissue over endoskeleton, model T800.
Well, if it's self-aware, it probably has internal organic elements as well. Let's see.
Oh, if anything, it can die, like from the organic parts.
Yeah. Okay, so that tentacle is the
Is the machine
dream machine itself
Yes.
reaching into the dreams?
Yes, and trying to kill him through that. The Dream Demon, Freddy Krueger!
Kind of. They really are throwing around a lot of like philosophical ideas in this. Like, yes, it was Freud who said that, and then you got Freud's interpretation of dreams book in the background. It's like, oh yes, did you hear about what Plato said about dreams? Yes, I should tell you about that.
Candy Smash Machines, just more than the clunky thing in the basement. Be like getting rid of a tick without removing the head. Yeah, ticks. Glad I never had those.
Okay, what happens if I don't do it?
Hey, never had to visit your dream. If I understand correctly, the machine hasn't established a foothold in your dream yet. It hasn't invaded your mind yet.
Oh, maybe he visited her dream then. Through the dream machine. Maybe that's why your wife dreamed about him.
Yes.
Alright,
yes,
it's all coming together.
All coming together, slowly but surely. Muscle atrophy are foreign to it. So basically, the machine doesn't understand that people need to live, otherwise they die.
I think I'll cut my losses and run. Can you talk to the machine?
No, not really. You can only observe it. You're a sick man, Mr. Boyd. I'm trusting you. Has been affected well since I visited her dream last night. What did you do? Look here. Let's try to family legacy. Last line of mourns. With me, my family. What are you going to tell us about the world?
Oh. Well, I'm not sure what their own gain is here. I mean, it really seems like they were genuinely interested in in dreams. Although I'm not sure what positive good the dream machine was meant to accomplish so far.
I think like it was just curiosity.
Explore the unknown frontier of our minds.
Yes. And they just happen to be using people to try and help them without them knowing.
Yeah, I think that breaches a couple of laws of scientific ethics.
That's essentially what happened.
But he is some kind of mutant because he only has 3 fingers.
He's a cartoon. So yeah, so now that he's died, we're jumping out of his
the
dream.
dream's gone.
There is no dream. The dream is gone. It's dead. So, I was wondering... Oh yeah, okay, so he died. I was wondering, so if while we're in that state, do we just like,
How's he walking around with that on?
Oh, you can still see, I suppose.
Oh.
Anyway, so we grab his fingerprints so that we can use it to gain some access to certain areas. Anyways, I was wondering, like, if you're wearing that on and you jumped into someone's dream, do you still move around or do you just stand perfectly still while it's happening?
I'm thinking you don't move around.
Yeah, for safety, just like when you're dreaming.
I'm not sure why an ink impression of the palm print would work here.
And wouldn't it be backwards? Actually, wait, no, it's still... Wait, hang on. If you did that, the fingerprints would be backwards, right? And then when you put on the machine, it'd be like backwards again. So it's not like it's like...
Yeah, it might be.
So it's not like a copy.
I guess you have to put it in a different way.
Yeah, so actually that wouldn't have really worked. But then again, these people are clay people.
Oh, the rectangular safe codes, okay. Makes sense.
This machine has nothing to do... You can't mess with this machine in this current chapter, but you're allowed to mess with it for some reason.
Oh, okay.
I suppose if you know what's going on, you would do something with it, but at the time of this playing, I don't.
Alright, yeah, it'll probably become relevant later.
So there's the dreamscape.
I kind of enjoy that practice of there being things that aren't necessarily useful.
Like relevant at the time, kind of like what you were saying in Hitman, with the empty spaces on like in areas where it doesn't have to be useful.
Yeah, well, this is more like if you kept like Easter eggs or background details in those areas. You shouldn't have. Oh, okay. So they're placing us, they're mapping us on the dreamscape.
Yes.
Where we are in the dreamscape. All right.
Because when they dream, they have access to certain parts of the dreamscape that might not necessarily interact with each other in the building.
They apparently decided that the best way to map it out was through Post-it notes.
Yeah, what else would you have used? So hey, look at this.
Single piece of paper.
Possible, but I mean, you gotta pin it down somewhere, right? To like note it.
Huh.
So Mr. Felix also had this button to gas people in the apartment rooms.
What kind of city do you live in where all the 911 operators are busy?
Detroit? I don't know.
Alright.
I don't know.
Quiet you. You don't get to make jokes about America. Only I can do that.
Then do it. Do it now.
Canadian.
I'm North American. All right, so all these cameras. If you notice, there's like some numbers on the monitors.
Yeah. I like how his whole thing about this is it's really wrong that you're looking at people like this, and now he's just like staring through the cameras and seeing like, hey, what's in here?
That is true. That is true. But you know, you got to see what he's been doing, right?
Right. Well, I guess you could leave it for the police when they actually arrive, but who knows if they're ever going to do that.
Anyway, so do you notice that the numbers change when? Oh, hey, look, it's wifey. It is. I can see the phone in the box on the floor. So she's been standing at the doorway. This is just beyond.
She's still
creepy.
there trying to dial the police this whole time.
Oh. No. So
okay, the dream machine took her.
Yes.
That's the sign of it.
Anyway, so if you notice when you change the
Goes
channel,
up by one.
it goes up differently. And if you notice the little shadows on the corner, does that look familiar?
It does.
Anyway, so I'm just like scrolling through all of it because I'm thinking it's supposed to do something, or actually to give me an idea for the safe code. So it's 116993.
Okay. That's a neat puzzle I would not have figured out immediately. Wait, you pressed the gas button?
So who has more problems now?
Why would you do that?
Because no matter what you do, the game would just go on. So there's the master key from The Legend of Zelda.
I don't like everything.
I just come back to check to see if I can mess with it or if anything can be activated. So so this is what I'm talking about. It's like had I known those numbers and was back at the gramophone, it's like would I have been able to do something there before then?
I don't know because you.
Oh, because one, you didn't play it, and I never confirmed it. But go on.
Well, there does seem to be a connection between turning the I don't know if it's called a gramophone, but between turning that lever and certain placements of shadows. So I think you need both to unlock it.
Yeah, I'm like saying it like if I knew it like straight from the beginning, or is it like randomized? So every time you play it, it's like the numbers are always in different parts of the corner.
I would doubt that.
But anyways, we're cutting close to the end of these first two chapters. And now we're going to jump into our wife's dream to see her. And then we also find out about that dream she was talking to us earlier. Hopefully we don't have to see the thing where Mr. Neff jumps out of your wife in clay format.
Well, he is dead, so...
That is true.
Wait, aren't we Mr. Neff? I thought...
Oh, yeah. I mean, Felix Morton. Yeah.
The SS Albatross. Oh, this sounds like fertile ground for new literary references.
Oh, jeez. Alice talked about during breakfast. Looks like she's having the same dream again for some reason, but this is a game. Actually,
yeah, maybe she's just trapped. Maybe she's just trapped at a certain part of the dreamscape.
Or the machine did say, Mr. Morton did say like Neff or not Neff. The dream machine did put a foothold on each person's dream. So maybe she's just dreaming the same thing because the machine wanted her to dream the same thing.
Oh, very possible. But we'll figure that out next time.
Next time in Chapter 3 and 4. From Wiz War 100.
For more?
Yes, from Wiz War 100 and...
Yeah, you know who I am.
Yes, Tightly Fist Molly. Anyways, see you all later for next time.